Today I'm going to be listening to Katja Farn's Ode number 50. So it's actually 5 pages for organ, and it's dedicated to composer organist Huw Morgan. Okay. Not really sure what to expect from this piece. It has a lot of interesting tuplet subdivisions of the measure. So like it's in 4/4, but we have uh, 7 in the span of 8, some 3/2 things, 9 in the span of 8, and it seems fairly textural. Like maybe some planning went into it ahead of time. Yeah, there's not much articulation. A couple, yeah, that's really just there's no slurs really that I see, and there's no dynamics. So there's some elements of the notation that are minimal, I guess, up to the performer. It's also very slow, so I think each page takes about a minute to play through. This might be a good opportunity to talk about Huw Morgan and learn more about his work. And then after that, I think we can just jump into the recording. So here's his SoundCloud. The bio here says he's a composer, organist, and conductor living in Bristol and South Wales. He's the founder member of the collective Automatronic, which seeks to promote and create and perform works of new music for organ and electronics. His works for choir and organ are published by Firehead Editions. He attended, like his education background is University of Oxford, Royal Academy of Music, and he gives regular concerts. His own music has appeared at the South Bank Centre, the Huddersfield Contemporary Music Festival, York Minster and Canterbury Cathedral, the Bergen International Organ Festival, and the Canterbury Festival. I've seen one of Hugh's pieces live, actually. I was at an organ conference in Vienna last December, and I heard a piece of his which was performed by Forrest Moody on, I think it was a 17th century Italian organ. And I remember the score being like pretty open, like it was sort of like one gigantic chord with more than 20 notes or something, that the performer was given liberty to stretch over a certain amount of time. Let me see if I can find that piece. Yeah, it's called The Sound of the River Was in My Head, I think. Hugh wasn't at the conference though, so I didn't get to meet him. He also has, I believe, this series called Mainly Slow Organ Music, which is based in Bristol. They have this Bandcamp page with a lot of these live performances, and um, this is actually where I first discovered Hugh's practice. One of my colleagues at UNT, Corey Reeder, his music was being featured on these Mainly Slow Organ Music series. Um, so that sort of like introduced me to this whole thing going on in Bristol. This piece by Katja Farn is dedicated to Huw, and maybe I can find a performance of Huw doing it. Um, link to the recording is in the video description as always. I encourage you to listen to it, and I'll let you know my thoughts in just a bit here. Again, I think it's a 5-minute piece today. Okay, I hope you listened along. So this piece is all concentrated in this one sort of clustery area of the piano, so it's like very limited range. Even the pedals are up in the same register because of they're using the 2-foot stop. And then in the center of the piece, the first manual switches into from 8-foot to 2-foot. That was a good moment. So you get some like almost like upper harmonics for a little while, and then it goes back to the same register at the end. This is the moment here in measure 17. It's really nice. Um, the Interestingly, so this recording is by Kat. She also says in the comments that it's based on a recording of owls that Huw sent her. So I could imagine, I don't know if this is exactly what she did, but I could imagine like a spectrogram of owl song in a particularly if it's really slowed down, it might look a little bit like this, right? Where you have these really complex rhythms that you have to fit to a grid, but also everything is kind of in this one register. And then maybe there are upper partials too that ring out when the owls are louder. But I could very much see this. Like I'd have to hear the recording, but I could see this very literally corresponding to some kind of recording of nature. I like this measure of 2/4. I think it's really funny. The whole thing's in 4/4, and then you get there's actually a couple. Yeah, you get two measures that are in 2/4. Maybe there is some sort of planning there. Well, there's three of them. There's not much of a pattern. It's like 10 measures of 4/4, one measure of 2/4, 16 measures of 4/4, one measure of 2/4, 10 measures of 4/4, one measure of 2/4, and then 12 measures of 4/4. So, uh, yeah, they're kind of just sprinkled in there. Tomorrow we're looking at a third piece by Kat. It's going to be the last one I look at in the organ series, and that one is from 2023. Um, so these first two Kat requested. I'm including a third one that I just picked myself, and then we're going to keep moving back in time and explore some of my other organ scores.